Presenting Excel data during a presentation doesn't have to be boring and complicated. This is a boring looking sales data from various states in Australia. With just 2 clicks, number 1 and number 2, this data has now become highly presentable and easily understandable. In this video, I'm going to show you a few Excel tips for those who make Excel presentations. So let's get started after a short break. Sometimes you have to make a presentation from within the Excel. So in this video, I'm going to show you a few tips and some shortcuts which you can write down on your diary or somewhere, so that when you are making a presentation in Excel, these things will help you to make a better presentation. Here I have a very large and boring sales data for various Australian states, and it doesn't make any sense if I start explaining on this data. It looks overwhelming. So the first thing you want to do is to calm the things down a little bit, and the best way to do that is to add a couple of blank rows at the top and 1 or 2 blank columns on the left. And here is how you do that. To add blank rows at the top, you select the first row and you press Ctrl Shift and plus sign while holding down the Ctrl Shift buttons. If you keep pressing plus sign, the rows will keep adding at the top like that. So we only need 2. Similarly, to add blank columns on the left in Excel, you either select the column and press Ctrl Shift plus plus to add 2 columns, or you can be in any cell of the first column and you press Ctrl space. It will select the column. Then you press Alt I C and it will insert a column on the left. So we only need 2. So now if you look at the data, it feels a bit calm down for the audience. And if you want to zoom in or out during a presentation, you can press Ctrl Alt, and with plus sign you will zoom in, and with the minus sign you will zoom out like this. Ctrl Alt plus or Ctrl Alt minus. Now the first thing you should do with the data is that if there are a reasonable number of columns, you select the column headers and give them a good color. If you use a dark color, then you should use white text color. Now if you want to bring the attention of your audience, let's say to this area only, so you select this area. On the lower right corner where you see this percentage mark, you click on that and choose Fit Selection and click OK. So now the whole screen will be filled with that selected area, and your audience will be able to focus on that area. For example, if you are giving a Zoom presentation, it will be a lot more helpful. And if you want to go back, click on the percentage sign again and select 100%. And again with Ctrl Alt plus, you can set up suitable zoom level. Now it is good to think about changing the row height. If the data is very large, now to change the row height of all the data, you should be in the first cell and you click Ctrl A. So it will select only those cells that are filled. And now you press Alt H O H. Then you will see this dialog box. The default row height in Excel is 14.4. You can change this now to any value you like, and the row height of all your data will change. Now while you have selected the data, I would suggest that instead of Calibri, which is the default font in Excel, you should use Arial. Arial looks better than Calibri if you are presenting, as you can see right now. So change the row height to about 20, change the font to Arial. Now another important thing which for some reason presenter and Excel user in general try to avoid is using tables. This is not an Excel table tutorial. You can watch my other video. But if you use Excel table, you can get certain advantages. But before I show you, the simplest way you can make this data presentable is by clicking on Analyze Data, and then you can either select this Insert Pivot Tables or Insert Charts. So if I click on Insert Charts, now I can see the chart between column C and I, how the sales are changing with respect to the date. So as you can see that on the right hand side, I have various chart options by default. So this one is total sales. This one is sales by salesperson. So these are the default charts already given by Excel for us to present the data. If I click on insert pivot chart, so now I can see this unit price by state and product. So I can see that which state is making more sales for all three products. And again, I can select this area, click on this percentage and fit selection, click OK, and this will fill the screen. And if I close this right section and do this again, it will even become bigger in size. So by using these little techniques, you can present effectively and in an engaging manner. A new sheet is created at the bottom, as you can see. If you don't want this, you can delete this and you will be left with the original data. Now, at the end, I will show you how you can use Excel tables to present the data effectively during a presentation. So again, in the first cell, Control A will select all the data. You should be in the Home tab. Then you click on Format as Table. It will show you a few table styles. If I click on this, it will show you the data range that is going to be converted to an Excel table, and you click OK. And now your data has been converted to an Excel table. And the benefit is that you get various additional tools to filter this data out. For example, if I want to see the data of a specific state, I can uncheck all other states and I click OK. Now I have only the data from New South Wales. Similarly, if I want to see the data from a specific salesperson, I can select one and I can see the data. So these are the additional tools you get when you use tables during your Excel presentation. And now let's say you use these filters during the presentation and now you want to remove this table from Excel data. So to do that, you click on any cell and then this table design tab will appear. If you are outside the table, there is no table design tab. If you click on any cell within the table, you get this table design tab. You click on that, and in this area you have this convert to range. It will ask you, do you want to convert this table to a normal range? You click yes, and now this table has been converted to range again. So if you want to use only these banded lines, because these banded lines makes the thing easier for the audience to see. As you can see here that with these banded lines, even there is no table, the presentation of the data has been improved. So if you want to keep these banded lines, it's okay. If you don't want to keep them, just click on the first cell, Control A, select all these and click on this cell style and click on normal. So all the banded lines will be removed from the data set and you are back to your original state. Now the date format has been changed. So you select this column, then you click on format cells, and in this number area you select date and click OK. So you will get this date back because sometimes this date column gets disturbed. So now your data is back to the original state. So these were few tips for presenting data in Excel. I hope you like this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and see you next time.